Tenet is directed by Christopher Nolan. This is an action sci-fi thriller movie. Tenet stars John David Washington as the protagonist and Robert Pattinson as Neil. The film is rated PG-13 for intense sequences of violence and action, some suggestive references, and brief, strong language. I would say this film would be okay for anyone 18 years of age and older, but no one younger than that. The film has a runtime of 2 hours and 30 minutes, but let me just tell you, it felt a hell of a lot longer than that. Tenet was delayed 3 times because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tenet was finally released in theaters in the United States on Thursday, September 30th, 2020. So this movie was the first Hollywood film to open in theaters after the pandemic shutdown. A word, Tenet, inverted things, family drama, CIA, gun battles, car chases, Armageddon, End of the World, World War III, 2 men, weird machines, wearing oxygen masks and tanks outside in the daylight, nuclear plutonium-241, time and events going backwards. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no earthly idea what this film was about. Here are my negatives for this film. Pretty much everything. This story is so out there and so over my head, it is ridiculous. I didn't understand anything or why things were happening and what it all meant. And it never really did explain it at the end of the film. I thought maybe it'd finally wrap everything up and it would finally explain things. No, it never did. The character development was not very good. There should have been more. The dialogue spoken by the actors was horrible, either when they were actually recording the dialogue, when they were shooting the scenes, or maybe during the editing, or maybe when they had to re-record stuff in the studio. And certain scenes, the volume just didn't work. They didn't turn up the volume, or the microphones were not working. All the actors just sounded muffled, like, I mean, sometimes you could make out certain things, but other times you were just like, what? What did he say? What did they say? Huh? Oh, it was bad. Some of the sound editing and sound mixing was bad, and some of the sounds just did not sound right or were just off. These are all my negatives. Here are my positives. Good fight scenes and good fight choreography. The cinematography was pretty good in places. The camera work, really good. Some great shots in the film. The acting was pretty good and pretty believable, minus the dialogue, which you couldn't hear most of it. The score music, done by Ludwig Göransson, is okay. He does things with a lot of synthesizers and electronic sounding music and instruments, though it's nothing memorable. Those are all my positives. Now it's grading time. I'm going to give Tenet an F. This was just not a good film. I think the director, the writers, and the actors had good intentions for the film. I just think it fell way short because the subject matter is way too big and too deep for a lot of us viewers to process or even understand, for that matter. A lot of Christopher Nolan's movies after his Dark Knight trilogy are like that. Very deep, very heavy subject matter. I'm glad I did not see this in the theaters because I probably would have walked out. I went ahead and finished the film here at home, but it took me a while to get through it. I will not be adding this movie to my movie collection. So, yeah, I would say this is probably one of Christopher Nolan's absolute worst films. I hated every minute of it. So, thank you all so much for watching. God bless you all. I love all of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.